Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel for another episode in my Create This Book series with me, where I'll be filling out one page in each of my Create This Book 1, 2, and 3. And I feel like it's been a really long time since I've worked in these books, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been missing it. But these are going to be the 3 pages that I work on for today: the Create an Advertisement page for Create This Book 1, and then in Create This Book 2, I'm going to be working on the Create a Dream Journal page. And then for Create This Book 3, I'm going to be working in on the Create a Swirl page. Honestly, there's not really good reason as to why it's been so long since I've worked on these. Mostly just because I've been busy working with other projects that I've been doing, mostly the crochet stuff. But I am trying to get back into them because, like I said, I did miss them. And they're pretty easy to do, like for me at least. I do these videos pretty quick and easily. But starting with the Create an Advertisement page, I was probably most excited and inspired for this page because back in high school I actually took a creative writing class, and one of our assignments was actually just like this, where we had to invent like a product and make an advertisement for it. And so I actually wanted to find the original project that I did for this, but I unfortunately couldn't, and I kind of just expanded on the idea. The original idea was an umbrella that had like a heating feature on the underneath part, so that if it was raining and it was really cold, you could press a button and it would like blow hot air at you to like keep you warm and stuff. Um, Again, I don't know the logistics behind how something like this would work or how dangerous this type of technology would be with rain and stuff, but that was my idea. But for today, I expanded it on it a little bit and made it also a cooling umbrella, so you could use it kind of like a parasol in the sun when it's really hot. And so it could be used as a parasol to block the sun, but it also has like a cooling air fan built in, and you could just like turn on a button, and then underneath the umbrella it would blow cool air at you to help keep you cold and cool. And that's my advertisement already for the first page. Moving on to Create This Book 2 is the Create a Dream Journal, and it says to document a dream. I've never really had a specific dream journal, and honestly, I don't really feel like I've ever had like specific dreams, at least not currently. But I do remember like my first really big dream that I could say I had. And so I had that. I used that to inspire this page, and I kind of decorated it and filled this page out like if it was an actual page in a journal that I would have kept at the young age I was when I had this dream. Um, I honestly can't. I think I was probably around 5, 6. I was pretty young, but one of my first ever dreams I ever had was to have like a really nice, big, fancy wedding with the love of my life, a really big, beautiful, fancy white ball gown, wedding dress. And I used to plan out this whole wedding, the dress, the flowers, the location. I watched a lot of Say Yes to the Dress as a kid. And so I just always loved seeing all these different weddings and wedding dresses. And honestly, as a kid, I didn't, obviously didn't really know much about love or anything or picture who the person I was marrying. It was more so just about the ceremony for me. But moving on to the final page for today is the Create Swirls page, and it says with either a pen or a pencil to just swirl around on the page for 20 seconds. And so that's what I did with these like glittery pens that I had, and I had my phone with like a stopwatch or timer for 20 seconds just to be like really exact with it. Honestly, this page was probably the quickest and the easiest, and it's honestly just very simple. But I, of course, had a lot of fun working on these 3 pages. The first two in particular felt very nostalgic because one of them, the first one being very reminiscent of a project I did back in school, and then the second one I looked back on like probably one of my first ever dreams I had as a kid, and I tried to channel my inner kid in the way I worked and would decorate things. That's why I didn't bother fixing any of the pages that were like bleeding through or cut or anything, because younger me would not have cared or bothered to do that. Um, and so that's why this page really looks a hot mess with everything just thrown on. But this is what I probably would have done if I had a dream journal. It would probably look something like this. And as always, if you want to find these Create This books for yourself, they were written and created by Mariah Elizabeth here on YouTube, and she sells them on Amazon. I always have a really fun and relaxing time just being creative and having fun in these books. Even if I don't make like anything really masterful or artistic, it is still a very fun creative exercise. And it's pretty relaxing, at least the way I do it. I try not to take it too seriously. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed and like how these pages turn out. Bye!